Dear student, I am starting your lecture 5 for paper PH 3501. Up to this lecture, we have seen input and output characteristics, leakage current. Now today I am discussing about the forward current ratio for common emitter configuration. This topic I want to discuss. Forward current ratio means is nothing but you are discussing for current gain. Nothing else. My title is given in your textbook, so I am discussing like this, but we want to discuss about the current gain. The output characteristics for common emitter configuration is as shown in figure. So this I am showing you different graph for different value of the base current. Here I am giving the base current is 50 microampere. For this I have kept 100 microampere. For this graph it is 150 microampere, and for this I am showing you 200 microampere. Not necessarily you should take like this. To explain you this topic I have taken this data. For this your collector current, this I am showing you collector current for this at this point is what, 7.5 milliampere. For this I am showing you collector current is 5 milliampere. Not necessary you should remember this data. These graphs show that these output characteristics. These graphs show that output current is of the order of milliampere. This is your input current. Output current is of the order of milliampere, and input current is of the order of microampere. Output, now I am telling you more detail. Output collector current is in milliampere. Input base current is in a microampere. Output collector current is in milliampere and input base current is in microampere. It means output current is more than the input current. For which configuration? For common emitter configuration. This indicate that these configurations provides you gain in current. This configuration provides you gain in current. Output is more than the input current. So this configuration provides current gain. Two types of the current gain are defined for the common emitter. Two types of the current gain is defined. DC current gain, that we are writing HFE, or you can write it is beta DC. Second current gain you are defining AC current gain. It is writing HFE small letter, or you can write beta AC. From this you can say that this common emitter provides you gain in current. So there are two ways you can define the current gain: DC current gain and AC current gain. DC current gain and AC current gain. Let us define one by one. DC current gain is defined by ratio of static value of collector current to the static value of the input base current when DC is constant. Listen again. The DC current gain is defined by DC value. Let me use a DC, or you can use a word static. DC current gain is the ratio of DC value of the output collector current, DC value of the output collector current to the DC value of the input base current at a constant value of collector emitter voltage. Again I am telling you. DC current gain is the ratio of DC current gain is the ratio of DC output collector current to the DC input base current at a constant value of collector emitter voltage. For your understanding, I am taking this your collector emitter voltage constant. This is constant I am writing. This is a fix. So let us take this your IC. This is your base current. I will take two data. For this base current, this is your output collector current. For this base input current, this is output data. So I can write from the graph, I can say IC is equal to 7.5 milliampere. That is DC, not variation. There is no variation. It is your 150 microampere. So from this data, you can calculate beta DC or HFE is nothing but the 7.5 milliampere. So I am converting in a ampere, and base current is 150 10⁻⁻⁶. This is in microampere, so I have done like this. So beta DC is nothing but 50 you are getting. You can check your calculation. This 7.5, you do not know, 7.5 into 10⁻³ upon 150. This 7500 into 150. So you will get 50. So if you take this data, not necessarily you have to take this information. This is just for your understanding. I am taking the data. Just for your understanding, I am taking this value of base current, this value of the collector current, and this is a constant value of collector emitter voltage. So IC is this, IB is this IC, this is IB. So ratio of these two I have calculated is 50. Now let us take the value of the AC current gain. Second way, AC current gain. AC current gain. AC current symbol is HFE or beta AC. The AC current gain is the ratio of change in output collector current, is a ratio of change in output collector current to the corresponding change in a input base current, keeping collector emitter voltage constant. What is AC current gain? Listen again. It is a ratio of change in output collector current to the corresponding change in a input base current for a constant value of collector emitter voltage. Again, it is the ratio of change in a output collector current to the corresponding change in a input base current for a constant value of collector emitter voltage is known as a AC current gain. Let us also calculate this value. Let us calculate this value. How you can calculate? HFE is equal, I can write IC2 minus IC1 upon IB2 minus IB1. Look from your graph. From your graph you can say this is your, you can see this is your IB2, this is IC2, this is your IB1, this is your IC2, sorry, IC1. So this change is called delta IB, and this change is delta IC, and your collectivity is constant, the constants. So this change is delta IB, this change is delta IC. So IB2 is 150, IC2 is what? 7.5. IB1 is 100, IC1 is 5 milliampere. Let us put. So IC2 you are writing 7.5 milliampere. For base current 150 microampere. IC1 5 milliampere. IB1 is what? 100 microampere. So change in base current, difference of these two is 50 microampere. Change in collector current is difference of these two, 2.5 milliampere. So you can calculate beta AC or HFE, change in collector current upon change in base current. So I am getting this value. Let us put this value. Beta AC or HFE is nothing but the 2.5 milliampere upon 50 microampere. So you will get, this is 2500 upon 50. So you will get 50. Means beta AC is what? 50. Beta AC is how much? 50. Look your previous calculation. Here also you are getting 50. Beta DC is 50. Beta AC is 50. So you may have question, is it necessary to have a beta AC and beta DC should be same? Not necessary. It is not necessary for a given transistor AC current gain and DC current gain should be same. But if the collector current is a moderate, not too much high and too much less, then we are taking beta AC and beta DC, it should be same. We are taking the same value, beta. So beta generally we are writing IC upon IB. Generally when the leakage current ICBO is not too much large compared to collector current and base current. If ICBO is not too much large compared to IC and IB, means compared to collector current, base current, then beta AC and beta DC is equal, and we are writing this. Means this should not be large than this two. this should not be large than this term. Then we are adding in this way also. Means beta AC and beta DC are same. Now you may have question. So what is the use of this parameter? This is called transistor parameter. Either this is called transistor parameter value. This is called transistor parameter value. So what is the use of this? This use to analyze the transistor amplifier. If you want to analyze the transistor amplifier, then this parameter is useful. You may have question, what is the analysis? Analysis means if you want to find its voltage gain, input resistance, output resistance, and so many parameters related to the amplifier circuit, then such kind of the parameter is very useful. For your information, for a small signal amplifier, the HFE is large. Its value is vary from what 10 to what you can say 500 or even though more than this, depending upon the type of transistor. For a power amplifier, value of beta is low because input current is of the order of milliampere or ampere. So for a power amplifier transistor, I have to use this one. For a power amplifier transistor, beta is low. For a small signal voltage amplifier transistor, if the transistors which are used BC108, AC127, which are used to amplify a small signal, so for such kind of a transistor, beta is what large, and it is vary from 10 to 500, 600, 700, 800. That depends upon the value of beta depends upon the type of the transistor. Here is your end of this topic about forward current ratio. Next topic I am discussing the relation between AC current gain and DC current gain. Next topic I am discussing relation between AC and DC current gain.
One moment.
Now I am showing what the relation between these two. Now I am showing you the graph based on experiment. Graph based on experiment means what? Means you have done some experiment. From the experimental result, you are drawing the graph. So I am showing you the graph of DC current gain versus collector current at different temperature. At different temperature I am showing you. Different temperature means this T1 I have taken minus 40 degrees centigrade, T2 I have taken 25 degrees centigrade, and T3 I have taken 100 degrees centigrade. Means what does it means? T3 is greater than T2 greater than T1. So the graph of DC current gain versus collector current at different temperature is shown in the figure. Now let us make a conclusion from this. Most important conclusion for 1 mark questions. DC current gain depends upon DC current gains depends upon, you can say, temperature and collector current. You can see the graph. DC current gains, this current gain depends upon collector current and temperature, because as collector current vary, this is vary, and at different temperature HF is also different. So DC current gain is a function of, or it is depends upon, the temperature of the transistor and collector current passing to the transistor. AC current gain now. Electronic students must be knowing, but for physics students I am writing this. AC current gain depends upon the function of frequency. AC current gain depends upon the frequency. Again, DC current gain depends upon temperature and collector current. AC current gain depends upon the frequency. Okay, this your analysis, this you get from this. This is I am telling you extra. You will study, physics students will do the experiment later on. Gain depends upon the frequency. Electronic students already they have done the experiment. Gain depends upon frequency. So please remember this too. Now, on left hand side of the point P, you can see, let us make some conclusion from this graph. On the left hand side of the point P, on this side, the variation, you can see the variation in the collector current is more. The variation in the collector current is more. On right hand side, variation is collector current is less. So in this region, AC current gain is more than the DC current gain. In this region, in left hand side, variation in a collector current is more than the variation in collector current in a right hand side. So this variation is IC is more. So AC current gain is greater than DC current gain. Or if you confuse, then you can write this is your beta DC. This is in which region you are writing? This is in this region you are writing. This is for this region. In this region, this is that. This is for this region I am writing. Now, on this side you can see. On this side, variation in collector current is less. Variation in collector current in this side is less. So, AC current gain is less than the DC current gain. Here DC current is more. Here AC current is more. From this graph we are making a conclusion. This is experimental result. From the experimental result you have plotted the graph of HAP versus IC for different temperature. First conclusion is this. Second conclusion, on this side, AC current gain is more than the DC current gain. Here AC current gain is less than the DC current gain. Reason is variation in collector current is less. So again the same question just we arise in a previous topic. Sir, this is a different. There are wide variation in a AC current gain and DC current gain. Remember, for a higher value of collector current and for a lower value of collector current. There is a wide variation in a DC current gain, AC current gain for a higher value of collector current and for a lower value of collector current. So, For a moderate value of the current, beta AC and beta DC is taken same, and we are writing beta. So beta we are writing, it is your IC upon IB. So from this collector current passing in a transistor for a common emitter configuration is this. Remember what I am telling you again. Here AC current gain is more, here AC current gain is less, in this region AC is more, here DC current gain is more. It means there is a variation in a DC current gain and AC current gain. Yes, there is a variation. But when you can find the variation? When collector current is too large or collector current is too less. For a moderate value of the collector current, generally we are writing like this. Generally nearly 2 equal. I am not telling it is equal. Generally it is nearly equal, you can say. So we are writing like this. So this is the equation of collector current for a common emitter configuration. Listen the word, for common emitter. Now most important, for common emitter configuration. Now you know this circuit. Listen, this is the most important equation. Just we have discussed the collector current is nothing but the beta into IB. This is for common emitter configuration. So look your basic circuit, you will get some idea here. This is your collector, we have connected like this. This is your, again I am showing you, this is a base in forward bias, this is your forward bias, base, collector, emitter. This equation is the, when base is kept in a forward bias, so this much value of the collector current flowing here, this much value of the collector current will flow here. Again, due to this forward bias, collector current flowing, here how much beta into IB, that I have written here. But one more thing you have to notice, collector current is kept in a reverse bias. This is a collector current. This collector is kept in a reverse bias, you can see here. So we have discussed in a previous lecture, if you keep the collector current, collector is in a reverse bias, then leakage current is also flowing, and that leakage current you have written ICEO. You can refer your previous video lectures. So due to this collector cap in a reverse bias, this much collector emitter current, leakage current is flowing from collector to emitter like this. So this current is flowing, which current? Leakage current is flowing from collector to emitter when base is open. This current is flowing due to you have kept base, you have kept collector base region in a reverse bias, or you can say collector region you have kept in a reverse bias. So collector you have kept reverse bias. So as you keep the collector, so this much current is flowing. This current is flowing due to the forward bias. So total current is flowing here. This is due to forward bias, this is to reverse bias in a same direction, So total collector current is beta IB plus ICEO. So this is due to the forward bias base, this is due to reverse bias collector. So collector current is flowing in this circuit in a common emitter is beta IB plus leakage current ICEO. Remember this equation for 1 mark MCQ or for numerical. Last time this current is flowing because you kept base in forward bias, that you have seen this. This current is flowing due to leakage current. Once you keep the collector in a reverse bias, so this much current is flowing, already we have discussed the leakage current. So total current is given by this equation. Last few lines. ICO is a function of, ICO is a function of, ICO is a function of VC. It means ICO depends upon this voltage or collector voltage. So as VC increases, ICO increases, and this effect reflect in these output characteristics that already I have discussed. But just to, this is not constant. As VC increases, there is a little increase in IC takes place due to ICO, because as VC increases, ICO increases. As ICO increases, IC will be increasing due to this reason. IC will be increased, that you can see in this graph. So as collector emitter voltage increases, as collector emitter voltage increases, as collector emitter voltage increases, your leakage current increases, your leakage current increases, and leakage current increases, so your IC increases. That reflect in this graph. Here is your end of this lecture 5. Next time we'll discuss some numerical based on this. Okay.